She's so aggressive, y'all. But I somehow managed to like it. Give me a kiss. I'm so I know. Ooh.
This is the story of Diamond Manning, a 21-year-old woman whose bright spirit illuminated the lives of everyone around her. Diamond was known for her infectious smile and genuine kindness. She was working hard to pursue her dreams. But behind her radiant exterior, her on and off relationship with 40-year-old Leveda Boyd was unraveling in ways no one could have imagined. In March 2024, Diamond was found shot to death on a quiet street in Gary, Indiana. Her life was tragically cut short by someone she once trusted. What led to this devastating end? Was it jealousy, heartbreak, or something even darker? Welcome to Viral Crimes. Subscribe and hit the bell icon for more stories. This story takes us to Gary, Indiana. This city is located in the northwest corner of the state. It is specifically known for its industrial roots and rich history. Gary sits along the southern shore of Lake Michigan and is part of the larger Chicago metropolitan area. Though the city has faced economic challenges, its resilient community and close-knit neighborhoods are central to its identity. In this very city, the life of Diamond Marie Manning was tragically cut short, forever changing the lives of those who knew and loved her. Diamond Manning was born on March 12, 2002, in Merrillville, Indiana. As a young child, Diamond was adopted by her aunt, Angela Woodfolk, who raised her in a nurturing environment filled with love and support. Diamond grew up surrounded by a loving family. In high school, Diamond developed a keen interest in videography and journalism and soon became a media reporter for PNN Broadcasting Network at Merrillville High. Her ability to connect with others through storytelling and her infectious smile made her a standout not only in her academic pursuits but also in her everyday interactions. She was known for her bright personality and boundless positivity. Her love for learning led her to Ivy Tech Community College, where she pursued a major in early childhood education. It was mainly driven by her passion for helping children grow and thrive. Diamond was the type of person who could light up any room she walked into. She was always quick to share an encouraging word, and her bigger-than-life smile was often described as being as comforting as a warm hug. She was known for making people feel valued, and her genuine kindness left a lasting impression on everyone she met. Those close to Diamond cherished her strong spiritual foundation, and she hoped that her life would inspire others to find faith and seek the same peace she had found in her religion. In 21-year-old Diamond Manning's life, there was an important, though tumultuous, relationship with Leveda Boyd. Leveda is a 40-year-old woman from Gary, Indiana. The two were in an on-again off-again relationship. Their relationship had been fraught with challenges. Friends and family noted that Diamond and Leveda were experiencing significant relationship issues, especially as Diamond had expressed her desire to end things for good. In the days before her death, Diamond had confided in her family about her intention to break up with Leveda. The relationship had reportedly grown increasingly strained, with Leveda becoming upset over Diamond's decision to move on. According to text messages and social media posts, Leveda was struggling with feelings of jealousy and betrayal. She suspected Diamond of seeing other people. On social media, Leveda openly expressed her anger and heartbreak, even posting that she hated being cheated on, which may have reflected her distress about the relationship ending. Despite these warning signs, Diamond remained resolute in her decision to part ways, which only seemed to further provoke Leveda. The night of Diamond's murder, she had reiterated her stance. "I'm off you for good now," in what would be one of her final communications. On March 2, 2024, a tragic and fatal incident occurred in Gary, Indiana, claiming the life of Diamond Marie Manning. This heartbreaking event unfolded in the late evening, beginning with a series of tense interactions and ultimately ending with a brutal shooting that would leave the community in shock. At approximately 11:05 p.m., Gary police officers responded to a welfare check on the 300 block of West 30th Avenue, where a female was reported lying unresponsive on the sidewalk. Officer G. Swift was among the first to arrive at the scene, discovering Diamond Manning's body. She had suffered multiple gunshot wounds. Paramedics soon arrived, but it was determined that Diamond was already deceased. The Lake County Coroner's Office ruled her death a homicide the following day. Earlier that evening, Diamond had picked up a family member from Cooper's Hawk restaurant in Merrillville around 9:30 p.m., and they drove back to their home on Rhode Island Street in Gary, arriving around 9:45 p.m. At this time, a white Chevy Equinox, belonging to Leveda Boyd, was parked outside the house. Diamond remained outside with Leveda while her family member went inside the house. According to court records, this was the last time her relatives saw her alive. By 11:30 p.m., both Diamond and Leveda's vehicle were no longer at the house. This sparked concern, as Diamond had previously informed her relative that she planned to break off the relationship with Leveda and stay home that evening to take their grandmother to church the next morning. Surveillance footage from a nearby Citgo gas station captured Leveda's vehicle at 9:50 p.m., just a few blocks from where Diamond's body would later be found. Shortly afterward, police records indicate Leveda's license plate was picked up on a nearby street. The car was later seen again at the intersection of 5th and Wabash at 11:23 p.m., further contradicting Leveda's later claims about her whereabouts that evening. The situation was already tense between Diamond and Leveda. On March 1st, Leveda had posted cryptic messages on social media, hinting at feelings of betrayal. "As a Cancer, I hate getting cheated on." Investigators uncovered text messages between the two, revealing a heated argument that night. Leveda was seen pressuring Diamond to meet her at the Rhode Island residence despite Diamond's protests, with texts like, "On God, go home, you pissing me off." This back-and-forth argument abruptly ended before 10 p.m., right around the time Diamond was last seen alive. At approximately 9:51 p.m., Diamond's phone stopped sharing its location with a family member who had been tracking her for safety. Her relative asked why she turned off the location, to which Diamond responded, "Vita got my location," referring to Leveda. There were no further responses from Diamond after that. As the investigation unfolded, detectives from the Lake County Prosecutor's Homicide Task Force began piecing together the evidence. They obtained footage from security cameras near Diamond's home, showing Leveda's vehicle leaving around the same time Diamond's family member last saw her. License plate readers tracked Leveda's movements that night, placing her near the crime scene on multiple occasions, despite her claims that she had left Gary and was elsewhere. Leveda's story shifted several times during her interviews with detectives. Initially, she claimed she had left Diamond's residence early in the evening and spent the rest of the night at her girlfriend's house on 14th Avenue. However, security footage and license plate reader data contradicted these claims, showing Leveda's car at the scene of the crime and nearby locations. Leveda later tried to cover her tracks by tampering with Diamond's phone, sending text messages after Diamond's death to make it appear as if she were still alive and attempting to distance herself from the incident. One of the more damning pieces of evidence came from a search of Leveda's cell phone records. The record showed a cancelled call from Diamond's phone to Leveda's phone at 11:36 p.m., a time when police believed Diamond had already been killed. Investigators concluded that Leveda had taken Diamond's phone in an effort to cover up a crime and potentially manipulate the timeline. On March 3, police located Leveda's vehicle parked in the 700 block of East 14th Avenue. They seized it as part of the investigation, and Leveda was brought in for questioning. Despite her attempts to alter her statements and provide inconsistent timelines, the mounting evidence left little room for doubt. Leveda was officially charged with the murder of Diamond Manning, along with a firearm enhancement charge, meaning she could face up to 85 years in prison if convicted. She was denied bail and held at the Lake County Jail pending further legal proceedings. Diamond's death shook the community of Gary, Indiana. The young woman, known for her bright personality and warm heart, left behind a devastated family and friends. In the wake of her passing, tributes poured in, remembering her as a vibrant young woman who had just begun to make her mark on the world. As details of the crime emerged, friends and family were appalled by Leveda's actions, particularly her attempt to feign innocence by commenting on a social media post about Diamond's death, writing, "Hell nah, don't believe this is my ex." Leveda's behavior and actions painted a picture of a woman desperate to evade justice, but the diligent work of the Homicide Task Force ensured that her actions would not go unpunished. The tragic death of Diamond Manning should never have occurred. A young woman, full of promise, was caught in the grips of a toxic and volatile relationship, which ultimately led to her untimely death. If there had been better awareness or intervention surrounding the signs of escalating domestic violence, this horrific crime might have been prevented. Support systems for individuals in unstable relationships, counseling, protection orders, and community outreach could have made a significant difference in this case. Diamond's decision to end her relationship with Leveda Boyd was met with violence instead of support, a grim reminder of how important it is to take threats and dangerous behaviors seriously. Diamond's family and loved ones are left grappling with an immense loss. The emotional devastation of losing someone so young, vibrant, and full of life will impact them for the rest of their lives. Their grief is compounded by the tragic nature of her death, and they are forced to live with the knowledge that this could have been avoided. The memory of Diamond, along with the pain of her absence, will forever remain with her family, who now must find a way to heal from this unimaginable loss. My condolences to Diamond Manning's friends and family. May you continue to heal and one day find peace. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.